The likelihood of infidelity within the first year of a relationship with a narcissist is staggeringly high, ranging from 85 to a shocking 97%. Even more disturbing is the fact that in 59% of these cases, it's not a one-time occurrence, but rather a pattern of betrayal. Adding insult to injury, these infidelities often remain undetected for extended periods. The typical red flags that might alert someone to a partner's affair are about as useful as attempting a reasoned debate with a narcissist. In other words, utterly futile. You're better off dismissing the conventional signs altogether, as they simply don't apply within this distorted context. Infidelity in a narcissistic relationship is driven by a unique set of motivations, contingent on the narcissist's specific goals and desires. These motivations dictate the type of affair they pursue, whether it's a fleeting one-night stand, a protracted secret affair where they intend to maintain both relationships, or a calculated grooming process for a new source of narcissistic supply, paving the way for your eventual discard. Each type of infidelity serves a distinct purpose within the narcissist's manipulative framework. The crucial point to remember is that every action a narcissist takes is deliberate, aimed at gaining or maintaining control and dominating every situation. This explains their consistent inconsistency. They learn early on that the most effective way to control a conversation or situation is to thoroughly confuse their target, inducing a state of mental chaos. It's as if the victim has undergone a psychological lobotomy, leaving them disoriented and unable to discern the narcissist's true intentions. This allows the narcissist to operate with impunity, their actions obscured by the victim's confusion and the relentless barrage of unanswered questions swirling in their mind. Ironically, the most telling sign of infidelity is often the most blatant, so audacious that it's often dismissed as unbelievable. We think, no one would be that brazen if they were truly having an affair. Thus, we rationalize it away, attributing it to something else entirely. One striking characteristic is the accelerated pace of personal transformation at the beginning of a narcissistic relationship. While it's natural to put our best foot forward and invest in our appearance during the initial stages of any relationship, narcissists take this to an extreme. They don't simply turn it up a notch, they go full throttle, accelerating from 0 to 60 in an instant. Within weeks, they've acquired a gym membership, developed a sudden penchant for tanning, completely revamped their wardrobe, down to their underwear, and begun meticulously grooming areas of their body you didn't even know they were aware of, let alone considered shaving. You might start to suspect they've landed a lucrative modeling contract, given the sudden influx of salon visits for trims, waxes, manicures, and pedicures. This transformation occurs without any prior indication of a desire to join a gym, buy new clothes, or schedule salon appointments, often revealed only when you inquire about these sudden changes. When this extreme makeover coincides with a secret affair, it often goes unnoticed because it's subtly presented as a positive change for the relationship. The narcissist cleverly frames it as an effort to enhance the connection. However, the key indicator here is the introduction of a new routine or activity that was entirely absent before, a subtle shift that should trigger your intuition. Any attempt to express your concerns is met with dismissive gaslighting, often delivered with a lighthearted, joking tone. This casual dismissal, again, is precisely their intention, providing them with a get-out-of-jail-free card that they can exploit repeatedly. For instance, during a short beach trip with a narcissist, while unpacking, I discovered a condom at the bottom of his gym bag. Knowing with absolute certainty that I had nothing to do with its purchase, intended use, or presence in that particular bag, I confronted him. Without hesitation, looking me directly in the eye, he confidently declared, "Huh, must have come with the bag," as if it were standard practice for athletic apparel companies to include complimentary condoms with their duffel bags. This audacious lie, delivered with such conviction, exemplifies the brazenness that often blinds us to the truth. A water bottle or a sweat towel might be a plausible promotional item, but a condom? The absurdity of his claim was almost comical. He clung to this preposterous explanation until the sheer incredulity etched on my face became impossible to ignore. At that point, he deftly shifted his tactics, subtly projecting the accusation of infidelity onto me. albeit in a seemingly joking manner. This bizarre episode even became an ongoing joke with our neighbors, with his sudden, frequent team outings, ostensibly for morale building, every Friday being dubbed Black Condom Friday, because he so frequently referenced it as a joke, and in my defense, having already endured my psychological lobotomy, I initially dismissed it. In retrospect, the convergence of this blatant lie with other subtle changes formed a constellation of red flags, clear indicators of a secret, ongoing affair he desperately wanted to conceal. However, when these changes occur during the discard phase, the intention shifts. The goal is no longer simply to hide the infidelity, but to preemptively discredit the very notion that they could be cheating, despite their unwavering refusal to confess their deliberate betrayal. Make no mistake, this is a calculated component of their meticulously crafted, long-term strategy. By this point, you're likely trauma-bonded, desperately clinging to the relationship, frantically attempting to fix, salvage, or somehow inspire a miraculous transformation within them. You'll encounter glaringly obvious signs, not only in their sudden transformation in appearance, but also in equally blatant tidbits. I'm talking forehead-smacking obvious clues, lipstick stains on their underwear, the pervasive scent of someone else's perfume or cologne clinging to their clothes. Their demeanor toward you will become increasingly cold and distant, escalating your anxiety about the impending loss. Despite the profound misery you endure, your instincts compel you to fight even harder for the relationship, even as they treat you with utter contempt. This, of course, is precisely their intention, keeping you exactly where they want you while they meticulously groom their new source of supply and drive the final nails into the coffin of your self-esteem through their smear campaign. Despite your intuition screaming at you, a state of denial often takes hold, causing you to ignore the obvious and redouble your efforts to salvage the toxic relationship. When you dare to question them or inquire about these intentionally planted tidbits, they swiftly shift gears, accusing you of being the one who is unfaithful. They may even begin randomly hurling these accusations at every opportunity, knowing full well what you are doing, having you thoroughly surveilled. This tactic serves a dual purpose. It creates a distraction, allowing them to continue their infidelity unhindered, and it preemptively deflects any suspicion. These accusations are nothing more than a calculated attempt to instigate conflict and a blatant act of projection, reflecting their own guilt. Another significant telltale sign during the discard phase is a marked change in their sexual behavior. The frequency will drastically decrease, and when they do engage, you'll likely notice a distinct difference in their approach, their stamina, their positions, as if they're auditioning for a pornographic film, replicating the fantasies of their new partner. This experience can leave you feeling like you've just had sex with a complete stranger. As for their one-night stands, unless you catch them red-handed, they may remain shrouded in secrecy, likely occurring far more frequently than you could even imagine. Despite the psychological manipulation they inflict, and as difficult as it is to accept, their extramarital affairs have nothing to do with you personally. As much as they try to personalize the attack, attempting to diminish you to maintain their delusional self-image of godlike power and entitlement, they don't view you as a person. They don't view their new source of supply as a person, nor do they view anyone else as such, not their mother, their children, their father, their boss, or even the milkman. Everything revolves around them, their needs, and their desires. The most empowering action you can take is to sever all ties and create as much distance as possible. They will not stop their destructive behavior until you do, and engaging in this toxic battle is a waste of your precious time and energy. Focus on your own healing and well-being.